Hello everybody, welcome to Radical Academy, and this is your number one education channel. Okay, so in this video that you're watching, we are going to look at the quadratic equation. And in the previous video I did some of the one of the method, or rather the procedure that you can use to solve quadratic equation, and that was a method of factorization. Now in this second method we are going to look at how you can use the procedure of solving using the method called completing square method. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, smash the subscription button, share and like, and give share to your friends and relatives, family, and whoever you think they also need this kind of a video, and you'll be able to get our notification and our update that we uploaded a new video, and you never miss any single content. Okay, so what is up everybody, my name is Mike Ward, and this is a Radical Academy, and I'm the founder of this academy. Okay, so now what do we mean when we say quadratic equation? Okay, first of all, a quadratic equation is just simply an equation in which the highest degree of power is raised to the power 2. Okay, so that's how you can just define the quadratic equation. And then we saw from the previous videos under the introductory part of a quadratic equation, we saw that the quadratic equation is always like okay, so that's how we get to know that this is a quadratic equation. So any equation that is in this form, then that tells you that this is a quadratic equation. And there are many ways, many different ways in which you can solve a quadratic equation. And one of the methods that I did in the previous videos was factorization. And now this is a second method, or rather the second procedure that we can use to solve a quadratic equation. And now remember, the method of using a completing square is one of the most powerful method that you can ever use to solve any quadratic equation. Okay, so I want to present to you this method, so please just relax, okay, and get a piece of paper and a pen as well as a pencil, so that you can follow me along up to the end of this video. Okay, so now let's jump into our main content. Okay, so now what I have on the board is a table that is divided into two rows, okay, or columns. So there is a square of a binomial, this part, and then the perfect square of a trinomial. Now what the trinomial just simply means that when you look at this equation, I've got three terms. So trinomial simply means that we are looking at three things. Okay, so we are looking at 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that makes what? A trinomial. And then when you come to the other part, this is open bracket x plus 5 close bracket, and then you square it. What this simply means is that you square it. So now as you start to expand, okay, as you start to expand this expression, you are going to get this one, okay, which is a trinomial. And then also the other second example is that when you square the binomial, what you get is a trinomial. Okay, now what is the concept? What do you want to understand? What is going on and what is just happening in terms of squaring the binomial? You get the trinomial. Okay, so a binomial is just simply means that you have got two kind of terms or expression. Okay, so when you say x plus 5 open close bracket, x plus 5 open close bracket, and then you get the other trinomial. Okay, now with that said, now what I want you to understand is the concept that I've written down here. Okay, we have to understand that when you look at this number, okay, for me to get this number, okay, then what I'm just doing is that this, I'm going to get this, and then I'll just say half multiply by this 10, okay, and then you square it, okay. So what this means again is that half of 10 is 5, and then you square it, and then what you get is 25, okay. So the answer that you get, you add it to the as a constant number, okay. As a constant meaning it doesn't have any variable, okay. It doesn't have any variable, it's just a constant number that I had to make this kind of the quadratic thing into a trinomial, okay. So meaning trinomial, three kind of terms in one single quadratic equation, okay. And the same thing applies, okay. So there is a rule that we are following. If you want to get a trinomial from the binomial, what you first do is okay, so x plus 5. So now x plus 5, this can be x plus 5. Okay, so that is how simple you expand for you to get this one, okay. So you have two things, that is what it makes the binomial, okay. So x plus 5, again multiply by x plus 5, and then you close them in the open close bracket, open close bracket, and then you start expanding up. So x open bracket, you get this one, then plus, then this is 5. Okay, so now this x times x, you get x squared. This times that, plus 5x. Then this times this, plus 5. Then this times that, 25. This plus this. Okay. Now, this is how we are getting the trinomial, is by expanding a binomial, okay? And I hope that you can also do some practice on how you can just get a trinomial from an expansion of the binomial, okay? So now, let's now take a step further and be able to see the main thing about one of the property of a completing square method, okay? So now we can also see how you can expand this one, open bracket x minus 3, close bracket, and then you square it, and then this means that the square implies that each of these term is multiplied to itself, okay, twice, okay, to itself. Meaning you can simplify by saying open bracket x minus 3, close bracket, open bracket, x minus 3, and then you can now start multiplying each term by each term, okay. So in between this bracket and this bracket, there is a multiplication sign. So make sure you understand that when the brackets, two brackets are together, we are just simply multiplying, okay. So now this one can be x outside, then x, then now you come to this one, plus x, this one, x, this, then x minus 3. Okay. Now you just start now expanding for you to get a trinomial. Okay, so I hope you can now see the pattern. So this times this, x squared, this times this, minus 3, and this times this, minus 3x, this times this, plus 9. Okay, so this x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, so now what you have gotten is a trinomial, and I hope you have gotten the key concept about expanding the binomial so that you can now have a trinomial. Okay, so now I'm going to dive now in the much deeper sense of now getting what is it that a completing square does. Okay, so I hope that was understood. I'll see you in the next video.